same idea. Now I can also use another hand. Alright guys, today we're going to start with the San Jie Gun. San Jie Gun is actually a 3-section staff. That weapon is one of the hardest weapons in Shaolin Kung Fu and other Chinese Kung Fu arts, and requires a lot of skill in order to catch it and use it. The coordination is a bit hard and needs a lot of practice, much more than the Gun or the Kwanda or other weapons that actually are one piece. So Nunchaku is hard because you have the chain and everything and it's moving, but the San Jie Gun is actually harder because when you make a mistake you actually cannot predict what's going to happen with that stick that's moving in the air with no control, and many times it hits you badly. It can hit you in the head, the chin, the elbow, the knees, the balls, sometimes the side of the body, sometimes behind the body, all kind of place. So when you practice it, do it carefully, slowly, and step by step. So I'm going to show you first the first moves. So the first thing we learn is actually how to catch it. So you place it in front of you. What you're going to do, you're going to push the stick forward and then you will pull it back. So what happens is that stick moves forward and then it pushes the lower stick. So he goes up and then you pull, so it falls in and will come into your hands. Alright? So what you do, you have to stand with 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards, and you lean a little bit on the front leg, you push your body forward and you make like a wave motion. Now that hand will push forward and lift backwards. And when you lift backwards, you open the hands a little bit and let the hand goes a little bit backwards in diagonal motion, so the whole sticks will fall into your hands. Otherwise, if you do it this way, it might hit and bounce back. I'll show you an example. Okay, if I do it like that, maybe I lose it. Or maybe one stick will bounce back and will fall from your hand. So what you want to do, the grass still wet, it's early in the morning. What you want to do is make it in a way that you're going to pull it back. Let me do it a bit closer to you so you can see. I pull it back and I hold my hands in a little bit downward to the back. Then I can catch it very easy. From here actually I can start do the motion or the fighting skills. Alright, the next exercise that you want to do is you want to hold the stick. One hand at the end, one hand a little bit from the middle, a little bit forward. Okay? And this hand you will turn to the other side. Now from here you will go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm not showing the body motion right now, just showing you the hands motion, okay? So also you have to combine the body. In this motion, we're actually hitting the opponent's legs. So what I'm going to do, I'm changing this hand to the same way of the other hand in the middle, and I'm putting this stick inside. That stick, the front stick will go and make a loop, come down, come up, make a loop, come down, come up. So you will hit the ground, and then the other stick will hit the ground, and then it will hit the ground again. I will draw it and lower my body to a mabu, horse stance, and then the hand will continue the motion, and then this hand, the inner hand, will hit the ground as well. Then I lift it up and hit again, go to a gunbu, come down, hit the floor, I mean the ground, come up, hit the ground, number 3, come up, hit the ground, and hit the ground again. So it's gonna be like 5 tapping, huh? All right, let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. all these techniques actually are basic techniques that after we can combine them in the fighting motion. So when you start to learn a weapon, the first thing is you learn how to grip. After, you learn how to manipulate it, how to strike, how to block, moving forward and backwards, sideways, rounds. And then later on, you will have to learn how to combine those key points motions, just like the one I showed and the other that I will show in this lesson. And once you know all those things, then you can actually create a fighting ability that you can start to create your own version of fighting, your own style of movement and stuff. In TAIFUSHIN, we use all those weapons and empty hand techniques in a way that we combine the key points and the attack and defense techniques together with the inner chi of TAIFUSHIN, which is the way we move our chi in our body, the inner energy. We move it differently than Kung Fu or Aikido or Judo or Karate or Capoeira or any other style that exists in the world. We don't use the same way we use the energy in other martial arts. We use it differently, and that's one of the main differences between TAIFUSHIN and other martial arts, that what I do, I transfer my chi in the body in a few different ways according to the motion of the wind. Of course, I'm imagining the wind. I'm not the wind, but the way we move it inside, it's creating a different style and a different way of movement. It's not something that it's better or worse, it's different, all right? And once you learn how to move your chi in your body in that sense, and you learn how to work with each weapon, and you learn the key point, you can actually take any weapon or any object and use it for fighting and self-defense for your own benefit, all right? Whether it's self-defense things or whether it's just for your personal development and the fun of practicing and all that. The next one I want to show you is a simple one. It's actually a series of movement that I will use the same tapping motion, but I will go in a sequence. All right, so, and it comes from one of the San Jie Gun kata, the form, the taolu. All right, so I'll show it frontal and sideways. Alright, so what I do, I hit the ground one, and I bring that stick inside. Then I lift it up, I hit the ground twice, and then I step forward with my left foot, and I will make a circle and hit the ground again. I will turn around and hit the ground, and I will move with my left foot forward again, and I will hit the ground again. I turn my body completely to the other side, and I hit the ground again and finish. Now when I finish, I extend my hand because I want to make sure that the stick won't hit me back, right? So I will hit. Okay, now that hit can go or to his foot or to the side, like I'm sweeping his leg, and that's a very brutal hit. Probably he won't walk for a few good hours, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks if I break his leg. We're going to move to the next one. The next one actually is a figure 8, so it's pretty simple. I will close this stick and hold the two sticks together and let one stick hang in the air. Now, I will move the stick in a figure 8 motion, hold my hand in a bow position, and this is called a forward figure 8. It's the same as you do with the nunchaku, with a stick and other weapons like Georgia Bien, the 9-section whip, chains, etc. I will go forward, backwards. Okay, so this is for forward roll, and then I can go figure 8 on the other side. So it's the same idea. Now I can also use another hand and accelerate to get more speed. The next one I want to use is an exercise that we're actually hitting. We call it 2x2, but I'm not sure about the Chinese name, so I couldn't ask the monk that I was studying with that name of this exercise, but I just do it. So it's a famous exercise, so you just watch. I'll do it slow now. So we're actually accelerating 2 times in one side and 2 times on the other side. And the bottom stick is moving forward and back, side to side, so preventing the opponent to penetrate my defense area. All right. Now, that kind of exercise can be performed in 2 ways. One, this hand, the top hand, will hold where the top of the palm facing outward, but I can also put it inward. So I can show you now inward, and it will be the same motion. Now the legs, I have to stand that one leg is forward and the other leg is a bit backward. And I let the leg come in a little bit. All right? I call it a wind swirl in TAIFUSHIN. Okay, now I can actually, toward the practice, I can actually change the hand. You see, I change the hand, the front hand, I move it from one grip and to the other grip. Now, in order to learn that exercise, it's better to hold the 2 hands together and to roll that stick separately without dealing with that one. So we divide this exercise in 2 parts. So the first part, I just roll it 1, 2, move to the other side, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Also I can do the other way, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Then I will switch hands. I want to practice both sides. So I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I can go and change the hand, change the grip, and I can do same on the left side, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and etc. So when you practice, you always try to practice both sides to create balance in your body. I'm a right-handed, easier for me on the right side, but you need to practice as well on the left side. Now the bottom stick, what we're going to do with the wind swirl, what we're going to do, we're going to close the top stick, close it. I'm holding my right hand. We'll close it to the left side, and I will hold both hands together. Now, the lower hand, the left hand, will be closer to my body, and the right hand will be a little bit outward. Don't want to do that way, because then I might hit my head. I want to do this way. And I will start to move my hand from one side to the other side. One side to the other side. I just hope the sun won't come out. Today's a different day, even though I'm wearing the same. I just put the belt. We're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now what happened is the front hand will do the circles, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I don't do much with the other stick, but you can see that the stick is starting to rotate because I'm moving my left hand to one side into the other. So what happened is that the stick will start to move around my body, and as I accelerate the speed, and also I accelerate the speed of the bottom stick. I'll show it from the side so you can see again. Now it looks maybe easy when I do it, but I can tell you that I was hitting myself many times. I remember one time I wanted to practice so fast and I hit myself so bad, so I found someone with a motorcycle helmet and I put it on. Then I just boom, hit my head sometimes, but I said okay. And I used to put guards as well, because when you go really fast and you want to change from one transition to the other, that's where you get the mistake and that's where you get the punishment, because you have no control, and when you switch and you haven't got the control yet, moving from one exercise to the other, you might make a wrong movement with your hands, and then you lose control, and then one of the stick might hit you, or you just leave it and it falls. Also, another thing is very important to practice those weapons only in a big open space and nobody around. So when the weapon, you throw it, it falls, it doesn't hit anybody, it doesn't hurt anyone, and doesn't create any damage to anybody. Not animals, not plants, and not human. Now the next one I'm going to show you, it's the Wushu Hua. Wushu Hua. No, we will do first, we will do the Wushu Hua, and then after I want to show you how I do figure 8 and turning my body through the figure 8. Okay, so let's try. So we go for the Wushu Hua. Oh, it's very slippery. The stick is really wet, so I will go not to full speed. Okay, so this thing is need to have a tutorial for itself. So I'm not gonna teach it now too much because it's better to learn how to do it with a stick, with a long stick. And now I'm going to figure 8, and from figure 8 I want to walk. Okay, so I'm going to do it forward, and then I'll show you. So I'm doing the front figure 8. And I'm walking. Now I'm advancing one leg, and then the other leg is dragging behind. And then I can go backwards by walking, or I can do walking forward, and then I can go backwards the same way. Okay, this motion becoming very fast, and you have to be careful because you can hit yourself if you make a mistake. Okay, now the other way. This way is usually more faster, the back one. Now I'm going to show you how I'm turning around through the figure 8. Okay, let's try. So I'm rolling. I start with a wushu hua with a flower, it's easier. And then going into the forward. And I'm moving, and I come back, wushu hua, and again into forward. Now I'm going to the other side, and I'm moving to the other side and back to the other side. I mean back to a backward figure 8. Okay, let me show you again. After I'll put it in slow-mo and you can try. It's a bit hard, but slowly, slowly. All right, so I'm not going to teach that too much now. I'm just going to show it to you and you can try later. Okay, so we start with the wushu hua, and we start with the forward figure 8. Let me go back a little bit so I have more space. And I'm advancing. I'm turning with my left foot forward first. And I come back and I move again. Show you from the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I come back, wushu hua, and again I go to forward figure 8. Now, you can go straight to figure 8, or you can go to wushu hua and then figure 8. I like the wushu hua, it gives me more time, and it's making the transition softer. Some people won't do it, but it's okay. You can choose. There's no law said, oh, you must do that, or you must do that. Now, the backward figure 8 will be the same idea, but we're going to switch the legs differently. Okay, check it out. So we start by a backward figure 8. We start to advance, and then I'm moving the back foot forward and switching with the front foot that become back also forward. So I'm doing like a full step and get back to the same position. So I'm starting with my right foot. You can see my right foot here, okay? And okay, I need to accelerate a little bit more so get more speed. And then I will move my leg and do another step and come back to the same position. So what happened is I'm actually stepping forward, turning, stepping forward, and I'm facing the same direction. Let's say I'm standing forward. I'll do it with it closed. So I'm rolling, I'm stepping forward, I'm moving, and I move back again. Show you it again. I do everything slow so you can catch it, you can see it. Otherwise it will be very hard to catch the motion. 1, 2, 3, and again. Now from here I can move to different exercises. For example, I can go 1, 2, 3, and I can go 1. And I can come here, and I can come here, and I can go here, and I can go. Let's try one more, and after we move to another weapon. All right, I'll catch my breath, drink some water, and we'll continue. The next exercise I want to show you, it's we do the same with the stick. So, and then it's easier to learn with the stick, then you can do it with the San Jie Gun. By the way, all those motions like the figure 8, the backwards, and the forward, and the wushu hua, they are all the same technique. And the figure 8 with the twist. They're all the same technique, and you can apply them with both weapons. So once you control those techniques with the gun or with the long staff, then you can apply it with other weapons, with blades, and then you can apply it with other weapons that moves or disconnected from one another, like the San Jie Gun that have few parts, or the Jiu-Jitsu, the 9-section whip, or other weapons that have ropes, like the rope dart, etc. All right, so I want to show you the next one. The next one is actually I'm standing in a mabu, right? And I'm hitting to the side, come back, and hit to the side again. So I hold the stick frontal. I can do it also in the air. I lift it up, I turn one side inward to my armpit, and then I switch my stance to a gunbu, a bow stance, or zenkutsudachi in Japanese, and I will hit the opponent. I can hit him in the ribs, in the face, in the body. I can swipe his leg, etc. Okay? And then I will bring it back, open up, turn again to the other side, bring the front part of the stick inside my armpit, and swipe and hit. All right. Now, don't put your fingers like that. Sometimes it happens from the speed, but it's better to keep both hands together. So, 1, 2. Now, there are two ways. One, I roll my hand above and I hit, so my toes are down. The other one, I roll my hands above and I keep the thumb down and I hit on the thumb. Both ways are okay. What's most important is that you don't hit like that. Because once you hit like that, the impact will make your hand move. So when you hit the body, the stick will bounce back. Once it's bounced back, you will lose the grip and you will lose the weapon grip, and that's a very bad thing to happen because then you can't use it. And that's what your opponent wants. He wants to take your weapon out of your hand. All right, so you hit and then you come back. You back to your fundamental stance, the bow, then you slide, come back up, and you hit again. This motion can be applied as a blocking motion, parrying motion, and a striking motion, depend what you want to do. And also a transition motion. So I'm going to show you now with the stick, and then after I will show you with the San Jie Gun. So this exercise can be applied as well with moving the body and also making a propeller around above the body. I will teach that exercise later, but I just want to show you so you get the idea. So I go 1, 2, 3. So now I turn my body without swinging the stick above my head, but if I want, I can also swing it and hit. So there are different variations, and you can see that my body is moving in different angles. When you fight, you don't want to fight on a line. You can, but you don't want to keep it only that way. You want to have a way to fight in different ways, so you can always counter from endless angles. You don't want to be limited to one angle or the other. It's very important to learn how to fight in circles and any direction. Also height, like you can also hit, let's say I hit somebody, all right? And I can also go down. Okay, so I hit him top, I come down, and I hit him from down up. And then I strike his bottom, and then I strike his balls, his chin, his foot, his head. He's coming to hit me, I block, I counter again, I thrust. Many options, right? So you always want to control, and also the jumping as well. You want to be able to jump and strike from different angles. So today I'm not going to show you fighting techniques so much. I'm going to show you key point techniques. So you can first learn them, control them, and then move on. Okay, so I'll go with San Jie Gun now. I'm going to show you how I do those motions with a San Jie Gun. So the first thing you want to do, you want to hold the San Jie Gun in the middle stick, and from here you want to swing it above your head and to the side. 1, 2. I do it very, very slow. 1, 2. So it's a little bit like a body motion like that. This is also a warm-up motion. I haven't showed you yet, but by the way, the motion I showed you in the warm-up yesterday, I mean the day before I did it, is only a few tips of the exercise I do, and I was very stiff in my shoulders, so when I turn my hand like that, that's not good. You have to turn your hand fully, and now my shoulder is a bit better. I worked out hard. So there are many ways and many different exercises I will teach you in the future. So we start, we move it above our head. Okay, and we go. Now we'll 1, we turn the hands together, and then when the sticks are moving, just like an umbrella, right? Look, it's moving like an umbrella above my head. Okay, so when it's moving, I'm lowering my body into a bow stance, and I will hit with the stick toward the opponent. Now, because the stick want to move, I will hit, and I won't stop my hand here. I will let it go a little bit. I will continue the motion, and like a shock observer, I'm slowing down the motion, and then I come back. When you use that, San Jie Gun is a very different way. Also the nunchaku, we do the same thing. It's like I hit hard, all right? Then I like draw the motion and keep on moving until it stops. So I don't hit myself. Okay, so you see? All right, it's very important to hold your motion a little bit longer, and then otherwise what's going to happen is you're going to do 1, boom, get hit. Not so good, right? No, it's okay, it's soft, but if it's hard, and it's in your head or other parts, that's bad. Okay, I'm going to show you now how I do the full motion and swirling around the head and moving for a different direction. I'll start slow and then I'll accelerate. That will be enough for the San Jie Gun today. Thank you. And we're going to go for another weapon. I want to show you some drill with a gun, and not a long one, something you can practice and get some more action motion into your arsenal. All right, so this is a roaring motion, like you're in a boat and you want to roar. Okay, so Alright, so from here I go 1, up and down. So let's say I hit somebody in the face and he wants to counter and hit me, thrust me down. So I block him and I move and I pull his stick away from him. And then I can hit and come down. So when we do the exercise, I just put it here. Alright? Mashot. The Hebrew name for, I forgot the word in English. I'll look after that in Google Translate. Okay, so we can do 2 motions, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. We hit down the floor, come up and down. Then we advance and we strike forward. Then we come back and we hit. Then we leave the stick and we do a figure 8 backwards, and we down, and we go forward. Let's try again. All right, so you try that drill and see how it works. I will go now for a little free motion, TAIFUSHIN free motion. I'm wearing Shaolin pants and Shaolin socks and a belt and all that, but just because I'm already wearing that. But this is not the uniform of TAIFUSHIN, but TAIFUSHIN can be applied in any weapon, anywhere. It doesn't matter what you wear. But the motion will be different, right? In Shaolin Kung Fu, you have deep motion, jumps, lowering your body, a special way how to move your chi inside, and it's a bit different. It's very different actually than the TAIFUSHIN movement. I love Shaolin Kung Fu. I practice myself, and there's so much to learn, and I highly appreciate that art. I think this is the most amazing martial art in the world, and the most hard martial art in the world to study, because you need to put so much time, effort, many endless hours, as I said, so much time, and the skill of the body is absolutely amazing, and you can reach like the highest human being ability in Shaolin Kung Fu. It's true now that they don't emphasize so much on grappling, even though there is San Jie, they have grappling like China and all that, but they don't practice that so much. So if you want to practice grappling like wrestling, you know, like judo, jiu-jitsu, all that, you better go to those ones who are specified in that and reach a higher level, because in Shaolin Kung Fu it exists, but it's not really practiced, at least during those years now. So I think it's better to learn it from another source, and then you can combine, which is great. All right, so it's just an inside of my thinking, but there might be some high-level skilled masters who practice wrestling as well, and they can be, if you find them, you can study with them. I haven't found one, but yeah. So my knowledge in grappling is mainly judo, jiu-jitsu, ninjutsu, and some kali a little bit, that also have a little bit of grappling styles. And of course Shaolin Kung Fu, not really wrestling, but ground fighting, kicking, punching, striking from the ground. So that's another, it's called Ditan Chuan. All right, so I'll just start a little bit. I just go through the motions very softly and freely, so you can see how I move the stick non-stop around my body. Now I don't do so much strikes, I just roll it around and let it move all the time by itself. I mean, not by itself, but like freely. I don't use right now any body motion. What I'm trying to show you now is actually how you can create fundamentals control of the weapon without using so much speed or power, but there's a fluid motion, and all the time fluid movement non-stop that bring the stick around your body, and you can control, and by that way you can make many different applications and options. And it's good to practice that way. It gives you more control and fluid motion. This is the Wushu Kwa, for example. And the 5 dragons flying above the trees. Some striking motion. You can see here the roaring. All right. Hope you like it. So hot, the sun came out. I think I'm gonna cut for today and move on next day, tomorrow morning or whatever, and do the rest of the exercise. And that will be part 3. Enough for part 2 today. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here, and more clips here, and soon a new website. Stay safe, keep on rocking, keep on training, and keep smiling. Life is good. Don't let anybody or anything in the world put you down. Keep strong and fight for it. All right, never give up.